Welcome in, everyone. My name is Zack Carpenter. I'm the recruiting editor at Scarlet and Gray Report, the Ohio State rival site. It's another big day for the Buckeyes, a bit of a surprising one, as four-star Florida receiver Bryson Rodgers has committed to Ohio State. He visited this weekend for the second time this spring, and that visit sort of sealed the deal for things, and he elected to join the Buckeyes and Brian Hartline's receivers room. So Bryson joined the show, joined me to talk about his Ohio State commitment, what sort of went into that decision, and what the next steps are for him and Ohio State's receivers class and class as a whole. So we're going to welcome on Bryson here in a second. All right, Bryson Rodgers, four-star receiver out of Florida. Thanks for joining me, Bryson. So
Thank you.
Ohio State commitment. I mean, How does it feel, man? It's just I'm sure it's been a whirlwind of a weekend so far.
Yeah. I mean, it feels amazing, man. Dreaming of this since you were a youngin', seeing things come out, seeing things unfold right in front of you. Families excited and happy. Coaching staff's ecstatic over there. Coach Hartline with Coach Day, Coach Jordan, they're all happy. So, I mean, it's a great moment.
Yeah, man. Can you kind of give some background to us about sort of your Ohio roots? I mean, I know you're staying with family right now in Ohio. So can you kind of give us some details about your history?
Yeah, so I was born here, Warren, Ohio, originally born in Warren, Ohio. And it got bad around the time I was getting bored. Like the city got really bad. So I moved to better opportunities to play football and just live life. So I ended up moving to Tampa, Florida, really new Tampa, Florida, in a good area over there. And then it was me and my mom at first. And then my dad came and moved as well because he's an Ohio boy too. It was hard for him to leave here and everything, but he finally did. And then our grandma came with me as well. So it was us four in Florida. We lived in New Tampa for some years. Then we ended up moving to a city called Wesley Chapel. We lived there for a few years. And then the only family I have in Florida is my aunt, her two kids, and then her husband as well. So that's all really I have in Florida. So just having that small circle there, we always been close there. And then ever since I was 5, I'll make trips in the summer always back to Ohio. I'll say about 2 months, 1 to 2 months every summer. So I've always been connected with the city, always been connected with the state, and always had loved here. So that's pretty much how I went through going from Ohio and Florida.
Yeah, so obviously you have a very strong connection to Ohio with everything you just sort of detailed there. I mean, so when Ohio State came calling with an offer in January, how hard was it not to commit like right on the spot and sort of kind of take a step back and be a little more patient with the process?
Yeah. Well, Coach Hartline came to my school actually when he offered me, which was huge because I never met him. I never talked to him, never met him. I texted him through iMessage like a week before he came, and he told me he was coming. So I was ecstatic about that. And then he came to my school. He came around 11 o'clock during the morning. He talked to me, and at first he didn't offer me actually. Like I think he just wanted to get to know me because he didn't know me. So I definitely understood like he didn't get to know me yet. And I think he said he was gonna come back around the end of the day when we ended school. So he came back, and I was already out running routes and everything because we had a lift before. So I usually run routes like before I lift or after. And he was like, "Do you mind if I watch?" I was like, "Of course not. Like it's Coach Hartline. Why would I mind?" So Coach Hartline came out and watched. He was super impressed. My coach, my offensive coordinator was out there with also my D-line coach. So he was just still, I know, getting to know me as a person, asking them questions because he saw me run routes for 20 minutes and he just loved it. So he just wanted to get me know me on the personal level because he's big on that. So he got to know me on a personal level. We talked throughout that whole day. He ended up offering me after I was done, and just it was a dream come true moment. Like I said, it's always something I wanted to have in life. So that's pretty much the process, how I got offered and my relationship with Coach Hartline.
Yeah, with Coach Hartline when he was watching you run routes and seeing your footwork and seeing your size and your length, I saw that he compared your game to Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, yeah. What can you tell me about what Hartline saw in you as a receiver prospect? And I mean, with that Marvin Harrison Jr. comparison, I mean, that's already it's a lot to live up to, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Marvin's game. I share the same body type. He's a little bigger. He's been working in their system, so I feel like I can also get more weight on as I get into the Ohio State system. But no, that was really nice for me to be compared to Marvin. He did great things in the Rose Bowl, son of a former Hall of Famer wide receiver as well. So just being compared to that, being held to that nature is just I wouldn't really call it pressure for me though. I always like to be held accountable to what I'm supposed to do and reach my peak. So if I got to go there and do what I got to do, I'm just going to work hard every day. I have a hard work ethic. So I'm just going to go there and just Coach Hartline seeing that in me already, just know that he has a trust on that standpoint on the field that I can get things done.
Yeah, and so Marvin, obviously he's a bigger, taller, lengthier outside receiver, not in the slot mold. And like you said, you're a similar body type. So what is Coach Hartline's vision for you as a receiver in this offense? I mean, how would he like to use you as a weapon in this offense?
Definitely just use me versatile, like using my versatility to a strength. I could play. A lot of coaches tell me, but he also told me as well, I can play any position on the field. Wide receiver, the 3, the 2, the 1, the bounce, the backside boundary. It don't matter. I can line up anywhere and get the job done. And I just think that has to accountability with my wide receiver route running. So just with my route running from any position and making plays from any spot is really big. And college football, when you get to do that, defense can't really game plan how they want to. So that's the biggest thing for me, just being unpredictable and not letting the defense playing around our offense so we can go score points.
Yeah, and you took your second visit to Ohio State, at least of the spring. You visited March 9th and then visited again this past weekend. And I'm curious number one, I guess, how did that sort of seal the deal with Ohio State to say, all right, I'm cementing my decision? I didn't know, did you, after your first visit in March, I mean, did you kind of say like, all right, I'm this pretty much locked in, and then I assume you came up here sort of knowing in your heart you were gonna commit?
Well, yeah. So the first visit, like I just got to tell Berm, I walked away 1-2, but I told Coach Hogline I wanted to, but he wanted me to even take some more time, and because they really don't let you go anywhere. They're literally like almost shut down your recruitment with going play other places and letting coaches get in your ear. So the first time I was feeling pretty confident on it. I talked to my family. We weren't the correct time yet, so I waited back, did my other visits I had planned, but just none of the places on and off the field compared to Ohio State for me. So, I mean, once I came back here, I knew it was definitely a good possibility. And then that spring game just really capped it off. That I had a great visit Friday. It was brief, but it was really good. About a 3-hour visit on Friday. And then just Saturday, it felt like home in that stadium, somewhere I wanted to make plays at with the great atmosphere. I mean, off a spring game, there's 60 to 70,000 people. So that just shows how dedicated the fans are. People are playing hard, offense and defense, both playing hard and physical. So it just shows that they're ready for this season and that they're just going to keep that going under Coach Day for how long he's there.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw Ohio State for a practice, but then seeing it live in actual live team action I'm sure was a different animal altogether, even if it was just a spring game. I mean, how focused were you then on those receivers, and how were you just sort of sitting there like envisioning like, okay, that could be me. That's watching Marvin Harrison or watching Jackson Smith and Jigba like that. I assume that you sort of really started just picturing yourself in that offense.
Yeah, definitely. I saw them. They're doing really basic concepts and everything. I was watching the concepts, the type of play action plays, the type of drop back plays, empty, how they ran concepts. So it was very basic. So just getting to know like the basis of the offense or what they're gonna do on just a basic standpoint is just gonna be great. It was great to watch. I also love watching the defense. I love the new defense under Coach Walden. He definitely has a great fit. He definitely knows how to play accountable to his players. So that defense looks way better, honestly, watching Ohio State football from the last few years and this year. I definitely like the defense. And I feel like even though he doesn't have the Jeff Okudas, or he doesn't yet have the Jeff Okudas or the Denzel Wards, I feel like he has dudes in the right spot making tremendous plays for his defense and helping the offense out even more. And this season is going to be definitely something to watch when this defense steps up.
And I wanted to go back to the Ohio State receiver core. I mean, you have Jackson Smith at Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Jaden Ballard. Those are the three receivers they signed in the 2021 class. And it looks like it's setting up for Ohio State wants to take a minimum of 2 receivers, but probably 3 receivers in your class, in the 2023 class. And there's a couple guys that in your neck of the woods down in Florida, and Brandon Inniss and Carnell Tate that Ohio State's pretty high on, and 3 Florida guys, 3 Florida receivers. I'm curious if there's any sort of like, I don't know, big 3 version with you 3 guys, and sort of how your games might complement each other at the next level with how you guys are the body types and the skill sets that you 3 have.
Well, yeah, I see us 3, like, if they came as well, being close to that 3 they have now. Ennis, he's a very strong receiver, great strong hands, great body type, just a very strong receiver. Carnell Tate, he has the Marvin Harrison type build, I feel, for me, with the great length. He's tall, can catch. He plays at a high level at IMG with them playing a national schedule. So he's seen competition. So I love Carnell Tate's game, and just me working that slot how I do in high school now. I feel like I can do that at the college level. Despite being 6'2", I feel like I could still make success in the slot still, just how I see the field in the slot. I love how I can see the field and run my routes accordingly, and being in the slot is just like a good feeling for me. So as Coach Hart's agree, I mean, that 3 could get it done definitely at Ohio State, and all being from Florida, we breed great talent. So us 3 would definitely be a little dynamic, whatever you want to say, dynamic trio, big 3, whatever you want to say. And I think Ohio State fans will love that show.
We can work on the nickname later. We can hash that out. Maybe we'll get an NIL deal for you guys if you work in the same class. So, I mean, yeah, if it's Carnell Tate and you in the same class, then I guess that Ohio State would be getting 2 Marvin Harrison Juniors. That'd be a little
facts.
Yeah. Last one before I get you out of here is just, I mean, you're the first receiver committed in Ohio State's 2023 class, and like we just said, Ohio State is searching for potentially 3. I mean, obviously that it doesn't sound like that's unappealing to you. How is Coach Hartline doing this? I mean, how is he able to just continue to build these classes that are just loaded at the receiver position?
It starts with his great character. Coach Hartline has a character that is you're not gonna find nowhere else in the country. He's definitely a different person. He's straightforward, straight up, but also a great and caring guy. He has a great family as well. So, I mean, how Coach Hartline does it is just being himself. A lot of these coaches get lost in, oh, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you that, coming out of their character. Coach Hartline says a character. He don't care who you are. Like, I think that's why me and him connected so well, is that I could see the true character in him, the true person in him, how genuine he was, but also how straight up and straightforward he is with everybody. It's not just you. It's not just that guy. It's everybody. He's the same person too. So his consistency of being a true person, I think, is how he does it. And the success he had before, his resume speaks for itself. He played in the NFL, produced great guys as well. So, I mean, his resume and just how true to his character he is I think how he keeps producing great receivers in each class.
All right. Well, and that Coach Hartline, he got another good one, and 4-star receiver Bryson Rodgers. Like I said, Bryson, I didn't want to take up too much of your time, so I think we're going to get out of here. But really appreciate you joining me on the show here, and hope you're able to sort of sit back and enjoy the celebration today after you announce.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Once again, that's Bryson Rodgers, and Ohio State's latest commitment in the class of 2023. So thanks for joining us, guys. We'll talk to you later.